everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the HopeSpear's Will mini quest. Now, this mini quest is accessible after you complete the main quest, Land of the Goblins, but there's also a few other requirements before you can fully complete it. So before we begin with the mini quest, we're just going to go over those requirements. So, as I just said, you need to have completed the Land of the Goblins quest, you must also have completed Fairy Tale Part 1, Growing Pains, and you must have also started Fairy Tale Part 2, Cure a Queen, up to the point where you can access the Fairy Ring network. Also, you need to have got up to a certain point in Desert Treasure to the part where you obtain a Ring of Visibility, which you require while you go after this Shadow Diamond, and you're going to also need a level 40 Prayer. Now, the main objective of this mini quest is to defeat several enemies up to level 36 without any armor or weapons, and you cannot use magic attacks or summons either. So obviously you'll need a sort of decent combat level in order to do that, but we can use some items to help against these enemies if you're going to have particular trouble, which we'll go over in a moment. So that's it for the requirements, onto the items. So you will need some Goblin Transforming Potion. Now this is the potion that you learn to make in the Land of the Goblins quest, and you should have ended the quest with a couple of doses left spare. However, in the description below I have written what items you need in order to make that potion if you have perhaps run out. So you're also going to need a Dramen or Lunar staff unless you've completed Fairy Tale Part 3, and this is in order to access the fairy rings. You will also need the Ring of Visibility, which you obtain through Desert Treasure, like I mentioned a moment ago. And you're going to also need a Ghostspeak amulet or your Cramulet if you have one of those. And then obviously you're going to need any sort of food to help get you through the fight. Some prayer potions can also be used to use obviously the protection spells or stat boosting spells. And again, if you feel you need to, you can bring like super attack, strength defense potion, something like that. But the enemies aren't exactly really difficult, so as long as you're fairly sort of okay combat level and not ridiculously low, you should be fine. So, on to how to start this mini quest. So once you've made sure you've done all those requirements and the relevant items, we can now begin to complete the mini quest. So we're currently at the Lodestone, which can be accessed via the Lodestone network. Now if you don't have this one unlocked, in the description below I have a guide where you can watch the Lodestone network on how to complete that, and it just speeds up quests, completing them a lot quicker. From here, the quest starting point, or mini quest starting point, we need to head to where that secret Goblin temple was that you encountered in Land of the Goblins, and that can be found in the cave, which is just north of us now, so we're going to head over there. So once you're inside the cave, you want to keep going all the way sort of to the northern part of the cave until you come up to a couple of goblin guards who are guarding the entrance to the temple. This is when you need to drink your Goblin Transform Potion and choose your goblin form. Once you've done that, you then want to climb through into the temple. Now once you're in the main temple, again you want to go all the way to the north, and then it should be the crypt that you accessed during the quest. It's the part where you used all the different goblin keys to open the door, but yeah, it's very northern side of the room. Once you've gone through there, you should then be in the crypt where you encountered some of the undead goblins last time, and what you need to do now is equip your Ring of Visibility and Ghostspeak amulet. This will obviously then turn you back into human form, but as long as you don't exit the crypt you'll be fine. So, when you equip these two items, you'll see the ghost of HopeSpear, the Goblin Prophet, and you want to talk to him. So, in order to lay the Goblin Priests to rest, you need to complete a ritual which includes killing the Goblin Priests to retrieve their bones, and then you need to bury their bones in Nubius. However, to retrieve the bones, you must defeat the Goblin Priests without use of weapon or armour. So you may find it's easy to attack the priests in the same order as you did during last time, although it can be done in any order. So to start off, we're going to go to the first grave to the left and say the name of the prophet, which is Snothead, and Snothead will appear. Snothead is fairly weak combat level and will only attack with melee. Once he's defeated, then go to the first grave to the right and say the name of the prophet, which is Snailfeet. Again, Snailfeet is pretty easy, and he just uses melee and range, sort of alternates between them. Once that one is dead, you then want to go to the second grave on the left and say the name of the prophet, which is Moschin. Again, shouldn't have much trouble with him, he uses magic and melee. The fourth one is by going to the second grave on the right, and that is the name of Red Eyes. Now, Red Eyes can lower your attack, strength, and defense stats slightly, so if you're quite a weak level, this could prove a little bit of a pain, but if you've bought those stat boosting potions, that will help. And then finally, go to the very far end of the room near this grave, and the name of the prophet is Strongbones. Strongbones uses melee and magic. He can also lower attack, strength, and defense. He can also summon level 14 Scoblins. I would personally just recommend fighting against Strongbones, as once he's dead, the Scoblins normally just disappear. You can use protect from magic, as those Scoblins will keep hurting you with this relevant attack, but again, you probably won't have too much trouble if you've got a decent combat level. So once you've killed all the Goblin priests and obtained their relevant bones, we now can proceed to Ubiusk. Now, to access Ubiusk, we first need to go to the Fairy Ring network, which is obviously in Zanaris. Now, personally, I find the quickest way to get to Zanaris is if you teleport to the Yanil Lodestone via the Lodestone network. Once there, just walk shortly north and there's a fairy ring, and you can click to use that, and you'll teleport to the main fairy ring pad in Zanaris. And now we can enter the code to go to Ubiusk. So the code for Ubiusk is BLQ, and once you enter that, you'll be teleported to Ubiusk, which you appeared at the end of the Land of the Goblins quest, and you should recognise it. Once you arrive, you just want to sort of run north slightly. There is no specific location you need to be for this part, but just make sure you're away from the fairy ring, just make sure it works properly. Once there, you can now proceed to bury each of the Goblin Priest bones, and you'll get relevant prayer experience for each of them. And once that is finished, that is the mini quest completed. So, in total, you would have got 13,750 prayer experience. That's 1,750 for Snothead, 2,250 for Snailfeet, 2,750 for Moschin, 3,250 for Red Eyes, and 3,750 for Strongbones. So altogether, that's a fair amount of prayer experience, and will probably boost you up a few levels if you're quite a low prayer level. So there we are, pretty easy mini quest. It's literally just a case of killing the Goblin Priests and attaining their bones, obviously without using the weapon and armour, and after that, the rest is pretty simple. It's definitely worth doing this mini quest, as like I said, that prayer experience is pretty good considering the little effort you need to go to and actually to access it. Like I said, the only thing is you just need those relevant requirements in order to completely finish this mini quest. Now, if you happen to run into any problems at all, leave a comment in the comment section below and I shall help you out as best I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Cheers guys, bye bye.